Hi there, everyone, and happy Monday to you. It's Kimberly Beer here with Make It Happen Monday. Today, I want to talk to you about using segmentation in your email marketing. And I'm going to show you a tool within Constant Contact that is available to Email Plus subscribers. And I realize that not all of you may be an Email Plus subscriber. That's the one step above your basic plan. But I want to start to plant the seeds, if you're not, for you to consider upgrading, or if you're using a different email marketing software, which is perfectly acceptable, to check your software to see if it provides this type um, of a possibility, because segmentation is so important. So lately I've been talking to you guys a lot about getting to know your customer and about really making your messages honed to a very specific customer. And if you've been following along, we've done things with customer avatars and experience stories and vision statements, and I love all of that. Well, this is where the practical application of that starts to come into play. One thing I know about email marketing is that the more honed you make your message, the more valuable it is to the person receiving it, the more likely that person is to either open it or take an action on it. And click segmentation, of course, is going to happen after the open occurs, but it is a way for you to really hone your message into a very specific part of a list that probably already exists. Most of us, when we get into email marketing, myself included, by the way, we just sort of lumped everyone into one big giant group because email marketing used to be a whole lot easier. Now, again, we want to segment our audience. So let me back up a moment. What I mean by segment is to take different groups of people, and one person may, by the way, in your customer list belong to more than one of these groups, but to be able to group people where you can hone a message in so it feels like it comes right to them. Let me give you an example, like the one that we have on our screen. So this email is for the Kansas City Pet Project. It's a nonprofit animal shelter here in Kansas City. They are Constant Contact users, and I volunteered for them, so we use them a lot in my demonstrations. But this organization is obviously a nonprofit, but they have dogs that need to get adopted, and they have cats that need to get adopted, amongst a whole bunch of other different types of animals. Well, we all know that dog and cat people don't always mix. Now, sometimes they do, but if I'm looking to adopt a dog, I'm not always interested in getting all the information about adopting a cat. And if I have adopted a dog, or if I am a person who volunteers for the organization, maybe I want to volunteer with the species that I am the most connected to. Well, it would make sense then for Kansas City Pet Project to have a segmented list for people who are interested in dogs or people who are interested in cats. And then we have the all animal lovers over here in a third category, where we could utilize a different message for them. Now, here is the key to this. If I have a benefit coming up that benefits the shelter, and I send it out to just my general list, and there's a animal mascot, so kind of like the hoops for hounds here, that animal mascot, if it's a dog, it might connect better with the dog folks. If it is a dog that's sent out as the spokes animal for a fundraiser, and that goes out to people who are mostly interested in cats, then they're going to see that and maybe not connect to it quite in the same way emotionally. Not that anyone would say, oh, that's a cat, I'm not giving it money, or that's a dog, I don't want any association with it. More of what I'm going for is that subtle psychological indicator that forms that relationship with the image and with the wording of a specific email or a specific ad or whatever it is we're placing in front of people. We want it to resonate with that individual. So segmentation helps us be able to do that. The cool thing about Constant Contact's click segmentation, which is a new feature. So if you've been using Constant Contact for a while, you might want to perk your ears up, because this one has not been out there for that long. Is it lets you create lists based on what people click on inside the email. Now, Constant Contact's not the only company that has this technology. There are other ways to go about this, but I did want to show you within the context of this so that you can get it in a real and concrete manner. So let's say we put forth an ad here that said dogs or cats, vote for your favorite. Dogs rule, cats are number one, love them both. Now what we're doing here is we're sending this out to our entire list because we haven't kept track of who's the dog folks and who's the cat folks. But here's an opportunity for us to take our most interested audience and figure out where they belong in this segmentation. So to do this, it's really simple. I've created buttons. I just simply took a button over here, dragged, dropped. That's how that works. I'll take that off. I click here, click on the word link, click on edit, and I have dogs rule, and I can send folks to a URL, and maybe I send them to the adoptable dogs page on the website. That would probably work out really well. Or a fundraiser that has information about, how you can donate or how you can volunteer to walk dogs. They always need people to walk dogs at Kansas City Pet Project. So dogs rule, I send them to a URL so they actually go somewhere. Hopefully that URL is pointed at whatever went on in this particular email. Then I click on enable click segmentation, and then I can select a list. So I can come down here and I can choose, we'll just pick dog lovers for the donations list and click on insert. Now, the people who click that button, they go to the website, but they also get added to that list so that the next time I send out emails, or if I keep doing this over time, if I keep laying little hints in my emails, my list will segment itself. So the thing to do before you start this, if you're looking to segment a list, in other words, go back and sort of improve your email marketing from step one, is to think about how you want to communicate to your customers in groups and what that might look like. Now, you don't have 100% open rate with emails, so you're going to get this in chunks over time. So you're going to have to kind of take that into account. And then there's always going to be this little schlop of people over here who didn't vote or who didn't click or who didn't do anything that are going to be more in that general list. But here's the thing, the people who open, the people who click, those are your best prospects. Those are the people that you want to communicate to. And so many of my clients, and please listen to this, because so many of my clients, they want to chase the people who aren't paying attention and sort of ignore the ones that are, because they think they have them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Those people who aren't paying attention over there, the ones that aren't clicking or opening, yes, it's good. You can keep communicating to them, but serve the ones that are. Keep that communication up, because those folks are your best source for new business. So don't be chasing the people that are kind of out there that aren't paying attention. Concentrate on serving the ones that are. All right, so we've talked about that as an option for being able to segment your entire list, but that's not the only way that you can use segmentation. And it's not the only way that you can use this particular click segmentation tool. So another thing another thing that KC Pet Project is always needing is volunteers. So here we have a video. This is my basic getting started with Constant Contact email class video that I created on Tuesday of last week for the webinar that I give every month. So I always talk about, you put a video in, and in this case, we have a video here. And then we have a little thing underneath it about get more information on our volunteer opportunities. And so here we could set up an entire series of emails about how to volunteer and the benefits of volunteering and the process. This organization has a rather complex process that you go through for becoming a volunteer. We can probably do a lot of the things that they have to do face-to-face or one-on-one emails to go out by sending them out in an automated series. Now, once you jump up to the Email Marketing Plus program with Constant Contact, then you get automation built in, and you can send a series of up to 15 emails out, and they're triggered by whatever this click is, whatever you've placed out in front of people, that triggers that particular addition to the list. And then when people are added to the list, it starts the series of emails. So it's not something that's sent out on it's sent out according to how they're added to that particular list. So in this case, if somebody clicked on the get more information on our volunteer opportunities, we're going to send them to the page that talks about volunteering on the website, or we're going to send them to a video, wherever we've designated to send them out to. And then we're also going to add them via click segmentation to a list that has an autoresponder. That's the wonderful non-technical technical term that means nothing, I think, in aspect to this, but an autoresponder, and get them to and send out information on whatever that particular topic is. So if you have someone who is a new customer, you would want to put them in kind of that new customer stream of things if you're segmenting out from the beginning. And then you could make a decision inside of there, like if they click on more product information, then they go into a different automation list. And when they go into the different automation list, they receive a lot more communication about a very specific thing based on what they clicked on in the previous email. So let's go ahead and look at how that happens again. We can enable the click segmentation here. We would want to put a URL in, and then we could choose from any of the current lists, or we could go ahead and create a new list, and we could call that new volunteers. New volunteers maybes. Okay, create. And then the people will be added to that list. Now we'd need to go create our autoresponder list around that and get it all set up. It is a good way for you to be able to both do a little bit more targeted communication and sort of that immediate, wonderful follow-up. Would be nice if I spelled opportunities correctly. It's a way for you to be able to get that message out, that follow-up so immediately, and then also for you to be able to segment out your list. So again, regardless of whether you're using Constant Contact or not, I want you to consider this as a possibility for how you might go about cleaning up an old list, or how you might go about using automation to really complement your sales process. Thank you so much, and have a great week.